Well, hello there. The truth is, the past is a past and you cannot undo it. What you can do is not to relive it. A lot of you guys are stuck in the past, right? Like you did mistakes in the past, but it doesn't have to be held against you. Like you shouldn't hold that thing against yourself and be like, well, the past I did this and this and this. Mistakes happen, but you shouldn't relive it. You should just make sure that you don't relive it, right? Because you know the truth. When you know the truth, you should just move on. When you move on, you get to create a new reality for yourself because the past is not held against you. And you can create a new self, a new being, and a new you. I mean, who am I to say, right? Who am I? I'm not even judging. But I just know that the past is something of the past and you shouldn't relive it. No matter what the circumstances, move on. Don't let the past hold you back because you won't become the real you. So when I'm talking about the past, it reminds me when back then when I was 17, I was back in school and everything was going very well. Understand when I mean very well? When you're in school, all the dreams are achievable, right? Like you can do whatever you want to do, man. The mindset is sharp. So that was me, right? So I finished school. I thought maybe my future was planned. When I finish school, I'm just gonna continue with my varsity. But it never became the reality, bruh. Like to be honest, I never even went to college. I'm lying, but I went to 1 year college, right? But it wasn't my space. So I realized that, okay. So back then, when I finished school, I used to blame my parents. Like, why didn't you guys save money for me? Why didn't you guys do this for me? Why didn't you guys do this for me? And I think I spent quite like my 2 years there doing nothing because I was playing the blame game. And the blame game did not take me anywhere. 2 years later, I was still staying in my parents' house and not doing anything. That's when I realized that actually this blaming thing, it's the thing of the past because I need to move on. And for me to move on, I need to let go of things that happened before, and those were the things that were holding me back. So what I'm saying today is that please stop holding on to the past and move on, because the past is the one that is making you feel like you can't do anything. It's because your mind still, you think like someone owes you something, but nobody owes you something. Nobody owes you anything, bro. In order for you to become the person that you want to be, you just have to live life to the fullest. You understand? Just go into, the Bible says knock and the doors shall be open for you. So you need to keep knocking, especially if it is about your future. You have to make sure you keep knocking every single day. Just keep knocking on those doors, and surely that one day, that one door will open for you, and that's gonna be your door. Like in life, if you can take a step back, right? Let's say maybe it's not a let's say. What I've realized with my life, let me just make an example with my life, right? So there was a time when I finished school, like all my friends, they were getting jobs because me, I was still playing the blame game with my parents. Since I was still playing the blame game with my parents, right? Like I didn't see life. Like life for me was like another dimension or something. I was in my chill zone, comfort zone. But like my friends were pushing. I remember like a friend of mine got a job somewhere and he was doing really good. And I wasn't even jealous of him because I knew that my life is because of my parents, and I thought maybe they would sort that out, but that never happened because the past that I was holding to was the one that was actually bringing me down. So what I'm saying today is that sometimes you need to let go of the past. Don't relive your past. Just make sure you've learned the mistakes that you have done. Now move on, become the real person that you want to become. Just go through it, bruh. Like I went through it and I didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can look at me like when I was 17, 18, I look different from now, bro. Because there I used to be like, when you're in a comfort zone, it's like you're in another dimension. Like anything, even war can happen next door and you wouldn't know about it just because you're still in the past having that blame game, right? So yeah, the past is the past, it's done. Don't relive it. Don't let it hold you back. Live your life. Move on. That's it. I mean, that's today's message, right? If you don't get it, I don't know. But I know a lot of you get it. I don't know who's this message is going to. But if you are still holding on to the past, then there's a bigger problem. You need to let go of that past and move on so that you can become the person that you're supposed to become. I know, like in my other previous videos, I always say keep on asking questions, because you can't be happy with where you are. Even if you're doing good, bruh, you just find out that there's something missing in your life, and you might find out you asking questions can actually open those doors that you are supposed to go to. I mean, yeah. So stop reliving the past and make sure that you move on. From today onwards, I really want you guys to share me with your comments. You understand? I want to know what's holding you back. Like a lot of you might be being held back by your mothers, being held back by your fathers, your sisters, your siblings, your brothers, like everyone in your family. It can be even your friends. They can be holding you back. Just find that thing that is holding you back. If it's not your past, it's someone else. If it's not someone else, then it's here. Just make sure you find a way to let this free and you live your life. That's it, right? And you'll be very most grateful that you let that past behind, because there's greatness ahead. I mean, there's too much sunshine for everybody out there. You understand? Just don't let the past hold you back.